Well, hello out there. I don't know if anyone is listening or watching, but I figured since I'm sitting out here enjoying the wonderful weather, I'd go live and see if anyone wants to chat. It's beautiful weather out here tonight. Nice and cool. The crickets are going crazy. The fire is going. And it feels very fall like. So I figured why not? I can't see the chat for some reason. I don't know what's going on. If anyone has said anything in the chat, I don't know. I can't see anything. Oh, there we go. Nancy. Hi, Nancy. I do see the chat finally. How you doing? It's a great night for a fire. And for a firework, I guess. I think that was a firework. Yeah, that or a gunshot. Yeah, it is, right? It's very fall-like. I don't know how long it's going to last, but because it's only August 19th or August. Yeah, tomorrow's August 20th, I believe. We still got a full month of summer, technically, right? Even though we tend to say that Labor Day is the end of summer, it really isn't. Summer goes till September 21st, right? Or September 20th. Somebody is shooting off fireworks or, I don't know, something. They're celebrating? I guess so. I don't know. I didn't get invited to whatever they're celebrating. I'm just having a nice old fashioned and relaxing. Hey, Ralphie. Bella, how are you? How you doing, Laura? Thanks for checking in. Yeah, some idiot is shooting off fireworks. It's pretty close too. I'm sure you guys could hear that. Those couple of bangs that happened. So what's everyone doing tonight? Oh, Nancy, you start your shift at 5:45. Wow. Yeah, that equates to an early evening. I don't blame you. You had a margarita though. That's nice. All right. So you relax a little bit. You go to sleep. You'll be up bright and early. Oh, okay. You got a puppy. Oh, that's nice. So you got a new puppy, huh? What type of dog is it, Nancy? You're having a peach brandy shot. Very nice, Ralph. I'm having an old-fashioned. Out by the fire, relaxing. On the recliner's just as good. It was a beautiful weather day altogether, I think. You know, it was just a great weather day. There was no humidity. It wasn't hot. I think it was like 73 degrees as a high or something like that. It was beautiful. It was like September weather today. I'm not on StreamYard, Ralph. I don't know how to drop the link in YouTube. Yeah, I don't think there is a dropping the link possibility, is there? Who the hell knows? But I'm just in straight YouTube here. I'm not on StreamYard. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see any option here for dropping the link. At least on my phone. I'm on my phone. I'm not on my laptop. So Dindu, what's happening, buddy? Did you figure out what went wrong this afternoon? I had to jump. I was on there for a little bit and your regular live, but I had to jump. So I was wondering if you found out what happened or figured out how to do the members only thing again. Emmanuel Spataro, how are you, my friend? Buonasera. No carousing, Ralph? No carousing. Well, this is one of the final weeks of the summer, right? So everyone is if they're carousing, they're probably by the shore carousing. Hi, Tammy. How are you? Good to see you. I know that's ridiculous. You could hear them, right? I think it's some imbecile with fireworks, but I don't see any fireworks in the sky though. Like I don't see anything lighting up. It's just like M80s or something. I can just imagine poor Vito having to deal with those noises like that. That would not be good. I'm sure he would not like that at all. I don't like it, quite frankly. I like fireworks with light and color, not just bangs. It's just dumb, if you ask me. And Tanella, good evening. How are you? It is a lovely evening, absolutely. Well, I don't know, Ralph. They could be. I do not know. I don't see any gunshot. I don't see. I'm pretty far away from people, so, but I can tell it's happening. They're happening on my street, though, farther down on my street. That's where I can tell the sound is coming from. Hey, Stiggs, how are you? Yeah, the wood is a little wet. What happened was, that's why you see a lot of smoke. I like a fire where there's less smoke than you're seeing right here. The wind blew off the tarp on my wood, so it got soaked the last 2 nights ago, whenever it was, where it rained. So the wood is a little wet. So we're getting a lot of smoke billowing off. Too much for my taste, but it's okay. At least it's not windy, so it's not blowing in my face. It's just going straight up. Dindu, I'm sorry. I don't know. We got to figure that out. We got to do something to figure that out. That's crazy. Have you been in the whip? What is that, Nancy? What is in the whip? What does that mean? I'm clueless with you. I don't get it. Have you been in the whip? I don't know what that means. Oh, nice, Tammy. Yeah, exactly. Nice. Take advantage of the weather. I love this weather. You know, hopefully it'll stay like this. I doubt it, but hopefully it'll stay like this through October. And that's just perfect. The weather's just perfect. You know, clear skies during the day, cool, no humidity, just perfect. Oh yeah, well, I haven't. I'm trying to do a YouTube live here, but my connection I keep losing my connection.
What was that? Someone setting off fireworks?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. You know, I thought it was fireworks. Who the heck knows? So 80s next week, huh? Nice. Well, I mean, look, that's good for a pool. That's good for the pool, you know, and you still got some pool days left. But yeah, that's true, Ralph. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. So last night's show was pretty good, I think, guys. If you watched it, I hope you enjoyed it. I got some decent views on it. I'm happy with it. 60 some odd views. That's good. That's good for my ghost stories. Most of them are in that range, you know. And this was it had a ghost story to it, but it was more of a mystery, like a mystery around historical mystery and trying to figure out what actually happened. But you know, the ghost story was cool at the end. And then tomorrow we have our Godfather show, which should be very cool. I'm going to brush up on the scene probably tonight or tomorrow morning. And the book, I'll brush up on the book too. Oh, Tammy, yeah, it's no big deal about being live at all. You know, if you're interested in it, go back and watch it. It's pretty cool. All the different theories around the missing colony, and then the ghost story at the end was cool. Tomorrow, Nancy, at 2 p.m. That's the standard time for the Godfather shows. Sunday at 2 p.m. is what we're going to try to stick to, unless something happens. So we'll you can mark that down. If you're around, definitely check it out. Yeah, there they go. There they go again. There they go again. Now that was definitely fireworks, unless they have an automatic weapon. So. And I tell you, my garden is just about done, which is kind of disappointing, but what are you going to do? The only thing that's still producing is tomatoes. The tomatoes and the butternut squash. Everything else is basically done. The zucchini's done. The pumpkins basically are done. The sugar pumpkins are done. And the corn's done. No more corn. No more cucumbers. All that stuff's done. So, I mean, to me, the summer is basically over when you stop producing stuff in your garden. So they're aliens, Ralph. Could be, yes. It could be aliens. You never can tell. Or they could be Bigfoot too. You know, it could be Sasquatch. I heard that Sasquatch likes fireworks. It's the Free Don Gun Club? No, Free Don's nowhere near here. There's no way that I can hear that. Professional paranormal investigations and eliminations, yes. Ghostbusters. I just tell the stories, Emmanuel. I don't investigate, nor do I eliminate. Do I can any of them? I haven't. No, Antonella, I have not. No. My mother used to do that with the tomatoes. She used to do that with tomatoes, and my mother-in-law does that with the tomatoes. She also does it with olives. You know, she gets olives and she cures the olives, which is pretty cool because you have them all winter long. I thought about doing it, but I've never really done it. I've never, done it myself. But I tell you, I didn't, I produced a lot this summer on the garden, but it wasn't that much that I could can it. You know what I mean? Like as it came in, I ate it. The family ate it. I just created a zucchini soup today for the family. We just had it for dinner. And there's a lot left over, but I made, that giant zucchini that's on the picture. I made that into a soup, so that was pretty cool. It tasted good, came out well. Yeah, Nancy, I was pickling the cucumbers, the smaller ones. I was pickling them, but I ate them already. They're all gone. All right, have a good night, Tammy. Yeah, the pickled cucumbers are they're really nice. They're really good. Let's see, what can I do here? I think I just made Antonella a moderator. Wise Up's a moderator. Nancy's a moderator. I don't go live too much on YouTube itself, so I don't know if that's a different standard for making people monitors. I have no idea. But yeah, so this is nothing. I don't really have much to talk about. I'm not like Stiggs or Thendu, who they can just gab away. I need to have something to talk about, and I really don't have anything. I talked about my prior show. I talked about the Godfather show coming up. But yeah, I don't have much else to talk about. I gotta do some research for my next ghost or mystery stuff. Which I tell you, I really enjoyed doing. I don't know if people enjoy it as much, but I do enjoy doing it. It's something that has always fascinated me. So I like sharing it with you guys. Nancy, I don't know. I haven't picked one out yet. That's the hard part about the wine tasting. You got to pick one out every week, and got to go to the store. You got to buy one. You got to make sure it's something that people are available, that have that's readily available, so people, if they want to, they can get it. It's a bit of a chore at times, but I'll do it. I will go either tomorrow or Monday. I'll go and pick something out, and I'll put it up as soon as I can. Oh, thank you, Antonella. I appreciate it. Yes, Ralph, I got your criticism. I did. Thank you. And it's noted. Dan Aykroyd? Yeah, so was Bill Murray, I think, right? And what's his name? Harold Ramis is probably on the other side of that now, right? Fortunately. No, I know, Ralph. I'm kidding, Ralph. I know Todd Father is off to do a wedding, and he's doing it in the Ozarks. He's all the way out there. He's out somewhere where there's no cell service. It's a little crazy where he is. He was going to do a live this afternoon as he was driving to the location, but there was no cell service. He couldn't do it. He called me and said, I'm going live. Can you come on or whatever? I'm going to do it while I'm driving. And I said, sure. But then he couldn't get a signal. It was so bad. It was so remote where he's going. And it was a trailer or a campsite. It was a campsite wedding, which is so bizarre to me. But these folks were having their wedding at a campsite. and because of that, there was no cell service there. It was way out there. Oh yeah, the boys making good money. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course, absolutely. And Nancy, I don't know what that is with that hurricane, man. That is crazy. I didn't even know they had hurricanes on the West Coast. That's news to me. I've never heard of a hurricane hitting Los Angeles. Bizarre, right? Yes, rustic, Antonelli. Yeah, rustic, exactly. Yeah. Well, the part that I don't get is the whole no air conditioning, like, and in the barn and stuff like that. That's got to be brutal. In the summer, I can, if you're gonna have that type of wedding, do it in the fall or the winter. But in the summer, man, people must be miserable, sweating and all that stuff. Crazy. Yeah, I haven't been following the hurricane thing. I heard about it, but I really have not been following it. So evacuate, Nancy. Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. I don't know. Are people not doing it? Are people not following directions or not following advice on this? I don't know. I could imagine, Ralph. Must be horrible. Must be just horrible. Like I said, unless it's in the fall or it's in the winter, it's got to be miserable. Yeah, it is to save money. Absolutely, Antonella. Absolutely to save money. Um, some people, some people are into the destination weddings, like go to the beach in the Bahamas or you know Barbados and stuff like that. And to me, that was never. I never liked that. To me, it's a huge imposition on people to do something like that. Make them spend the money to travel to another country, to an island. That's a major thing to get people to go to a wedding like that. So I was never a fan of that. But people do it; they like it, and look, hey, listen, more power to you. If you like it, then do it. But that was never something that I would go get into or I would want done. Well, I guess you're right. Hey, Don, how are you? Don McHugh in the house. Yeah, I don't know, Nancy. You're right. I mean, if they're not used to it there, right? They probably are. Um, they're probably right. If they're not used to it, which they aren't, right? They're probably not going to heed the warning so much. Like we, having experienced it so often, would follow the warnings more so than someone who's never encountered a hurricane. Don, we were just talking about weddings in a barn because Todd Father was doing one. So that was the subject there. I don't, Nancy. I didn't catch that. I used to, maitre d. Oh, maitre d in a barn venue. Oh, until I was caught in a fire there. Okay. Oh boy, that must not have been fun. Yeah, Don, just shooting the shit, so to speak. Like no real topic. I'm just sitting out by the fire, and I figured I'd go live and see if anybody was around. That's all. I know most people are probably out doing their thing. It's a Saturday in the summer, but if you're not, anyone's welcome to join and hang out. Ralph, did you do one of those? I mean, and it's been years, right, since you did weddings, so that must have been kind of rare, right, back then? That really must have been rare. I'm going to put some wood on the fire. That really must have been something, right? What time is it? I don't even know. What time is it? It's like 9 o'clock, maybe. almost 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Yeah, Ralph. If I could drop a link, I can't. I don't know how to do it on YouTube itself. But if I did, I'd ask you to come up and talk about the gay wedding, because that must have been something. It wasn't legal then, right? It wasn't a legal wedding then. It was. It must have just been, them doing personal vows or whatever they were doing, but it wasn't something that was legally recognized then. So it must have been interesting. Don, I would hate to see your wedding, man. I would hate to see you at that wedding with all those animals, those kangaroos jumping all over the place. Do they keep kangaroos in a barn? I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. I don't know. The Bloomfield Mansion. Oh, okay. Now, Ralph, how many years ago are we talking about here? Not the people or animals? No, you weren't marrying the animals? I thought maybe you were marrying the animals. Yeah, Antonella, I think it was Vermont. Wasn't Vermont the big destination for the gay wedding? Vermont. Before it became legal everywhere, they would go to Vermont. I think they were one of the first states to legalize it. So that was a big destination wedding. Oh, 1998. Yeah, I don't think was there anything legal then? Were there any states that were legal in 90? Maybe, yeah. I think maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It would have been what those few states had it then. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. How Vermont is liberal, I'll never understand. It's just bizarre to me, but it is, right? It's just really, it really is. You got a bunch of hippies there, right? A lot of hippies living there. Yeah, and Massachusetts is definitely one too. Yeah, yeah. I just think that Vermont was one of the pioneer states in that regard. Yeah, I know, Antonello. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. It's just crazy. Well, of course. Why wouldn't you wear a tie? You should wear a tie to a wedding, Don. If you don't wear a tie to a wedding, you are a complete slob. If you're a man and you don't wear a tie to a wedding, you are a complete slob. Period. And actually, you're disrespecting the couple getting married by not wearing a tie, not wearing a suit. Hey, Yankees, how are you, buddy? Yeah, Antonella, I had a cousin also. I had a cousin that lived in Vermont for a while. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now she lives in California. So one liberal area to another. I don't recognize an informal wedding, Don. I don't. That's ridiculous. What is an informal wedding? That's just dumb. Sorry. An informal wedding? What does that mean? I mean, is it like a second wedding or a third wedding? Okay. But if it's the couple's first wedding, why is it informal? I don't understand that. Wow, the fire is nice and high. Kicked up a little bit. Making syrup? Yeah, you just plug it into into a maple tree and watch the syrup come out. Oh, I agree with you, Nancy. I totally agree with you. But I'm just saying that I could kind of get it if it's a third or second wedding and people aren't in, they're going to see Hall. They're not making a big deal out of it. Okay, I get it to some degree, but I would still wear a tie. I would still wear a suit and a tie. If I'm going to a wedding, I'm wearing a suit and a tie. I'm sorry. That's the way it goes. There's speaking of Vermont, there's an old Alfred Hitchcock movie about Vermont, which was pretty cool. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a nice little movie. It's kind of a black comedy. It's about the someone that dies and they try to bury the body and everything. I forgot what the name of it is, but it's a good movie and it's set in Vermont. It's pretty cool. And some of the scenes, some of it's on a stage, but some of it is actual scenes in the beautiful Vermont countryside. It's really beautiful, and it's in that Technicolor where the color they really try to pull out the color. It's in the I think this was early 50s. So they're Technicolor. They're really trying to pull out the color and get audiences to come in and watch it. So if you could see that, I think it's what is it called? I can't remember what it's called, but it's a good movie. Yeah, Tommy. The sneakers are. I want to throw up when I see the sneakers. The suits with the sneakers. Do people just understand how silly they look? They just look silly. It's just silliness. Period. The sneakers are utterly ridiculous. Yeah, Ralph. Well, that's all the political correctness nonsense. That's what that is. It's just complete nonsense. Just total nonsense. Total nonsense. Yeah, I don't know, Antonella. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. The younger generation thing, and you know what I mean. Like, and people, that's an age old thing, right? Generations say the younger, they poo poo the younger generation. Oh, that's the younger generation, and that's been going on for eternity, I would assume, right? As people get older, they don't understand the trends of the new generation. But for how many centuries have people worn suits to weddings, and now all of a sudden these guys decide they're going to wear sneakers with their suits? I mean, it's just dumb. It's just plainly dumb. I mean, do they look at themselves in the mirror and see this? And see how stupid they look? I mean, that's how I see it. I think they just look stupid. Yeah, I mean, well, here's the difference. Like, and honestly, I think it again. Everything goes back to the family in which they're raised. Like my kids understand the value of wearing formal wear when you should wear it. They do. They do it on their own. They want to do it. I don't tell them to do it. They know it and they understand it and they want to do it. And I honestly, and this is a generalization, but I think generally kids today are not parented. The parents are not involved. They may be too involved at times with this helicopter stuff, but they're not involved with basic stuff like how do you run your life? How do you live a life with honor? How do you live a life the right way? Parents do not get involved in that, and that's the problem. Honestly, that's the problem. Exactly, Antonella. Yeah, Ralph. Exactly right. I mean, my grandfather was a World War II veteran, right? The man wore suits till the day he died. Every time he went out of the house, he would not go out of the house without a suit and tie and a hat. And I respect that. I respected him for that. I respect it. And what's wrong with people dressing with class? I don't understand why that would go away. I really don't. Hi, Gina. How are you? Yes, Tommy. Training, right? Exactly. Right. Right. It's how you raise them. It's the values that you instill in them. What's important to them? You know, it's not just okay, do this. It's the values. They have to buy into the values and follow them. Pajamas, Antonella, that's absurd. It's just absurd. You know what? You know what, Tommy? There is a lot to be said about that. There's a lot to be said about environment. Environment in which a child is raised is, you know, there's studies on this. There's scientific studies on it. That's the major part, the environment in which a child is raised. So listen, I don't want to sound like an old codger, right? Waxing poetic about the old days and stuff like that. It's just that I have always identified with the older generations. I've always been that way, even as a child, even as a teenager. You know, I've always identified with that. Those were I grew up with the influence of my parents and my grandparents together. You know, and I took upon those values myself, and I've tried to pass them on to my children. Crocs, Danella Crocs. Crocs are good for the beach. I mean, I don't know. I do not own a pair. I've never put one on. I've never put a pair on. I don't know. Uh, my kids don't even own them. And when they were little, they had them. Like when they were little kids, they had them. But they don't own Crocs. I mean, I don't even understand that. Pieces of plastic that are supposed to be shoes. I don't get it. Um, yeah, Tommy. Right. I mean, listen, you are a great example to others because you were raised in an environment where your father wasn't present. And because of that, you went in a certain direction and you've done everything in your power to make sure that does not happen to your children. So to that, you deserve a lot of credit for that, and you might say it's no big deal, right? It's no big deal. That's what you did the right thing. And that, I agree. But in this day and age, you deserve credit because it's not happening elsewhere. It's not happening. There's this repetition, right? There's this over and over, generation to generation, and and you've stopped it. You have stopped that with what you have done. And some of the other things, right? I mean, listen, my big thing is Ralph Mucci and his music is here. What happened? You switched. What happened there? You switched. You switched to Ralph and his music. Um, I think I don't even know what I was going to say. I totally lost my train of thought when Ralph changed his avatar there, changed his account, and came in as another person. Nobody's called me by my right name. Yeah. Well, it's I mean, I honestly, look, we're all on the internet right now. We're all on a social media platform. But my personal view of it is that the evils of social media vastly outweigh the positives. That's my feeling, and that's the way it is. That's my opinion. And especially what it has done to children. We have raised a generation on social media, and it has been nothing but negative. The 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 output has been nothing but negative, in my opinion. Yeah, Gina, I don't know what that's about. I mean, all you have to do is walk into a Walmart and you'll see that insanity. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't even think they care. Whether they have a mirror or not, I don't even know. But I don't think they would even use the mirror if they have it because they don't care. They just don't care. Ralph Mucci and his music channel. I haven't seen any new music, Ralph. I don't know what's going on there. Kind of slacking, my friend. I have not seen any new music in a while. So you might want to hop to it and get back to the studio, my friend. All right, good. We'll look forward to that. We'll look forward to what comes out of that next week. Skinny jeans are ridiculous, Ralph. I don't own a pair. I would never own a pair. That's ridiculous. I don't understand why people wear that. They look silly. I don't know. But listen, you can make anything a trend these days. You can make all you have to do is put it out on social media enough, and people will buy into it. It's just the way it goes. It's the power of social media. Yeah, so I finished my drink. I'm done with my my old fashioned. So we'll see what tomorrow brings, right? Hopefully we'll have a good show on The Godfather tomorrow. So please try to stop in. And interaction is great in that. Yeah, the Wi-Fi is a bit problematic out here by the fire, but I do my best. Wait a minute, hold on, Ralph. Let me make this other channel of yours a moderator. Hold on. Ralph Mucci and his music is now a moderator. Yes, Tommy, thank you for posting the link. Thank you. That is the link for the Godfather show tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Should be fun. Last two episodes were great. So if I don't mind saying so myself, it was fun for me. I think it was fun for Stiggs and Thenie too. So it was good. The last one got the most views, which was pretty awesome. Over 350 views, which is awesome. So hopefully we can get this one a little bit more, a little bit more views. We'll keep it going, keep it growing, right? We're building the guild. There you go, Ralph. Now you can post your channel. There you go. Yeah, the book is really cool, Tommy, and I'm glad you're listening to it. That's a lot more in-depth character study in the book. So if you like The Godfather in general, you'll love the book. You really will. And a lot of people, you don't have to risk that issue of a lot of people that like a movie and then they go read the book and they're disappointed because the book is different. The book is not different. The book is the movie. It's just there's more added depth in the book. So I highly recommend it. Hey, Muggsy, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. Don, what are you talking about? When eating pasta, long with a spoon and fork or just a fork? Yeah, Antonella, I recommend doing it, and it's an easy read too. It's not like you know what I mean. A lot of books tend to be difficult reads in the sense that they bore you, right? They bore you out. They might it might go in a direction that's you kind of lose interest. It doesn't happen with this. So if you pick up the book and read it, you read it at your leisure. It's something that you can always go and pick up, and it entertains you. So I would recommend it. And if you're not into reading the book, the books on tape are great too, because that's what Tommy's doing, and it's just as good. Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked, I haven't listened, Tommy, to the book, to the audio. Is there anybody famous? I was just curious if there's anybody famous reading it. Like a lot of times they'll get someone famous to read the book in those audio books, which is kind of cool. It's a cool idea. I like the book itself because the written word. Narrator's good. All right, good. I like the written word because I get to highlight things, and then I go back and I cite the language. It's easier for me to do it that way by reading it and having it, highlighted or notate it. So that's why I like the book. But it's the same It's the same thing. It's just reading it out loud. So. Okay, when drinking, pinky finger sticking out or wrapping the glass. Yes, Antonio, I agree. The whole online, we're talking about the actual book, and then we're talking about the audio. But the worst thing, in my opinion, is the reading the book online. I can't do that. Maybe that's because I'm too old. I can't do that. I can't read a book online. I can't do it. I need to have a physical book in my hand. So I get you on that one. The Kindle, yeah, I can't do it. Pinky ring is out. Well, are we talking about tea? Are we talking about drinking tea? Because, yes, the pinky should be out when you're drinking tea. I don't know about anything else, but the pinky should be out when you're drinking tea. The smell of the print, yes, Antonella, yes. Yep, the smell, exactly. Yep, I remember that. You go and you buy a brand new book and the smell of it, yep. That's what people are missing these days, right? Everything's online. Everything is digital. They're missing out. The whole experience, holding the book, smelling it. Are you Ed Norton from the Honeymooners? Napkin in your lap or tuck it in? You tuck it into your shirt? I bet you tuck it into your shirt, Don. You put it on your lap, my friend. That's etiquette. Put it on your lap. You don't tuck it in your shirt. Yeah, I'll tell you, I can't get over how nice it is out here. It's really nice tonight. Really, really nice. No bugs bothering you. It's really nice. Cool. Relaxing. It's nice. Yeah, I figured, Don. I figured. What is a good point. I still get a magazine. I get Wine Spectator magazine, and I love the smell of it when it comes in the new magazine and opening the pages. I just love it. I just look forward to it when it comes. So the magazine, people are still producing magazines, which is good, and you can get them, if that's your thing. I really, really like that. The magazines, yeah. I mean, I don't know. When you'd go to the, you ever notice that when you go to the doctor's office, there are no magazines anymore. Go to the doctor, you go to the dentist, you go to, the barber, or the magazines aren't there anymore. That used to be a big thing, go in and read the magazines while you're waiting. They're not there anymore. Yeah, I mean, Don, where do you get the newspapers? I mean, I don't even get a newspaper. Gerard, how are you, my friend? It must be really nice where you are now. It must be really cool up there now. I mean, it's nice here, so I could just imagine what it is up there by you. It must be nice and cool tonight. And I have been enjoying your shows, Gerard. Keep it up. Good stuff. Yeah, Don, do you still see the magazines? I mean, it doesn't cost me that. I mean, I know that the exchange rate is different in Australia, but it doesn't cost me that to get the magazines delivered through the mail. But people always write the recipes. Do you still see the magazines in those public places like doctors, dentists, and barbershops? Do you still see the magazines there, Don, in Australia? Because I don't see them here. I don't see them at all anymore in the doctor's offices. And they used to be old, there used to be tons of them there. You can go, have plenty of time waiting, but you could catch up on your reading on so many different things that you wouldn't normally have at home. But I don't see them anymore. Yeah, I mean, when I get Wine Spectator, you gotta wait for the deals though, right? I get Wine Spectator for about $3 an issue. It's like $3 an issue, and it's shipped through the mail. Oh, the old COVID thing, huh, Gerard? That's what caused it. Yeah, so I've been on for about 54 minutes talking about absolutely nothing, which is kind of interesting. It's not my style, but that's what I've been doing. Yeah, right, Antonella. I think you're right. I don't think you're allowed. I don't think you're ever allowed to take magazines out, right? You always had to keep them there, right? You always had to read them there. I don't think you're ever allowed to take them out. Yeah, George, we were talking about the electronic media and how we don't like it. I don't know about you, but I really don't like it. For reading an actual book, I don't like it at all. Oh, really, Antonella? I didn't. Yeah, I know that I've heard about that stuff, but I've never really tuned into it. I guess that's big, right? That's big in certain circles. That's like whispering, right? Isn't that what that is? That's the whispering. When people whisper, they make a recording of themselves whispering things. And people are like really into that. Now, I don't know what that's all about. I mean, is it a sexual thing, or I don't know what it is? If it's a woman doing it to men or a man doing it to women, I don't know. But, or maybe it's something to put you to sleep. Maybe that's how it is. Like people listen to that to go to sleep. I don't know. But yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard about the whispering stuff. Oh, really, Gerard? Well, we could do without that magazine. Yeah, Gina, it's this whole thing where people whisper. They go on and they read things, or they talk and they whisper, and people love it. Oh, he's whispering. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know where that comes from or why that's whatever. Gerard. um, yeah, so I need to think of a new. I need to think of a new topic for next week's mystery or ghost story. I don't have one, so I'm gonna. That's a task. Um, Ralph, Ralph, if you're still here, I remember you said you were willing to come on and talk about and tell the story of the White Lady of Branchbrook Park. If you are, we could arrange that. If you want to do that, that would be cool. If you want to come on and do the whole story of the White Lady, the ghost of Branchbrook Park, that would be cool. No, Don, I will refuse to talk about Area 51. I refuse to talk about aliens. I am not an alien guy. I don't like alien stories. I am not an aliens guy. You can go to Ralph's channel for the aliens. I am not doing aliens. I stick to traditional ghost stories. That's my thing. Ghost is my thing. Ghost, witches, goblins, stuff like that. That's cool. That's what I like. I don't like aliens. The ghost train, yeah, we did the ghost train. We did a ghost ship, right? And I'm sure there's other tales. I could look them up too. There's other tales about ghost ships and ghost trains. Oh, good, Don. I'm glad to hear that because I'm not an alien guy. It's speaking of the alien thing. Did you ever notice that the History Channel has become nothing but an alien channel? Even online and on like, I remember the History Channel used to be actual history at one point, where they'd actually talk about history. They'd actually do historical documentaries. They'd actually provide some knowledge, some useful knowledge. Now it is all aliens. I mean, like, what is that? Why? That's absurd. Yes, Gerard, I remember that. When you see a 10-foot alien, yes. Yes. The Hitler channel. Yes, that is a famous quote of Ralph Mucci. Yes. When you see a 10-foot alien, you will shit your pants. You know what, Gerard? The Hitler stuff, I don't mind because that's reality, right? No, I mean, I don't like the whole, oh, Hitler lived, Hitler escaped nonsense. That's complete nonsense. But the whole documentaries about the Third Reich is valuable because we learn from that. We learn the tactics and we learned not to repeat it. That's the whole purpose of history, right? You teach the evil so that it doesn't happen again. That's the whole concept, right? So if they did that, sure. Do the stories about the Nazis. Do the story about the communists. Do the stories about, a communist, the Soviet Union, about the Eastern Bloc. Teach that stuff because you want to make sure it doesn't happen again. That's the whole purpose behind it. Yeah, I know, Don. I remember you telling me about the ghosts. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that, the ghost that you saw. Yeah, I know, Gina. There's a huge alien. I know. There's a huge alien audience. I know. That's why they went that way. It's purely for views or whatever. That's. I know. I know the reality of it, but it's just disappointing because I used to like that channel. I really used to like it because they used to have some good quality stuff on there. Good, Gerard. I look forward to them. Absolutely. Yes, we all remember that, Ralph. We all remember that. We all remember that. The Bigfoot stuff, honestly, listen, the Bigfoot stuff I'm not against. I kind of like the Bigfoot stuff. That's kind of interesting to me. I don't, it's kind of cool to see people walking around in the woods looking for Bigfoot. I always thought that was interesting. Those old Bigfoot shows, Finding Bigfoot, whatever they were called, they were kind of cool. I mean, uh, I never saw anything on those shows that proved it, but it was kind of cool. I liked it. It was entertaining. Let's put it that way. Entertaining. He is Bigfoot. Is he, Gerard? Oh man. Oh man. Do I know, Antonella? I don't. No, I don't. Not Bigfoot, no. But I'm open to it. I'm open to anything. I really am open to things. I really am open to it. I'm open to ghosts. I'm open to that, Bigfoot. I'm even open to aliens, the existence of them, so to speak. Because I think the universe is too large for there not to be any other life but this planet. But I don't believe the whole visiting, aliens visiting here. I don't believe it. I don't. I think it's dumb. I think it makes no sense to me. Why would they come here and not make contact? What is the purpose behind that? It's just nonsense. They're going to shoot around in the sky and never make contact with anybody. Why? What is the purpose of this nonsense? They're going to fly thousands and millions of miles through space to not make contact. They're just going to wander around and secretly shoot throughout the sky. I don't buy it. I don't. And I never will. Oh, that's fun. It's fun, Gina. It's fun to watch them walk around. It's absolutely fun. And the funniest part about those shows is that whatever they encounter, they turn it into Bigfoot evidence, whatever it is. whatever it might be, like, oh, there's a broken stick here, that means that Bigfoot was here. Or if there's there's a dead deer, oh, that means that Bigfoot killed the deer. I mean, it's just they they create whatever they want out of what they find, and I think that's just hilarious. Ralph has a Bigfoot himself. Yes, I know. I know. What can you do? Mork and Mindy? Yes, Don. Yes. You know what was the best about Mork and Mindy? The guy who was the Mork's child who was like 50 years old. When he was born, he was 50 years old. What was that guy's name? He was a famous actor, and he was Mork's child. That was hilarious. Yes, Antonella. Anytime you find a Bigfoot, your camera malfunctions. Don't you know that? It's it's just it's just how it goes. I did see that, Ralph. I did see that, and I commented like, "What the heck? What is going on here? What is this? There's a picture of your ghost, and you're not even dead. What's that all about?" Jonathan Winters, exactly, Big Bones. You're right. Absolutely, Jonathan Winters. He did a great job in that role. That was hilarious. That was great. That was the highlight of that show, if you ask me. Oh boy. There's a ghost in your telescope, Gerard? You have a haunted telescope. No, I'll tell you though, but come on, guys. You know, Ralph could claim that the 10-foot aliens would would make people shit their pants, but what about if you were on the edge of the Roanoke forest and you heard green sleeves being played, being flutes playing green sleeves, and then you see the specter of a girl or a white deer? Come on, that's scarier than a 10-foot alien. Come on, you got to admit that. Come on. Hi, Maureen. Thank you for coming in and saying hi. Appreciate it. The ghost won't leave the telescope? Come on, Gerard. There's got to be a way to get rid of them. Maybe we can do an exorcist on the telescope. Right? How about that? We'll get some holy water. We'll throw it on it. I guess. I mean, I don't know what that message might be, Antonello. I don't know. But they must be trying to send him a message. You know, it's actually getting a little chilly out here. It's August 19th, and it's getting a little chilly out here. Really? Gerard. Interesting. Oh, it is, Antonello. I love fall. Fall is my favorite season, without a doubt. There's no question about it. My favorite season. I stopped by one of the local farms yesterday, and I got a whole bunch of corn, which I'm going to cook up tomorrow, because my corn's all done. But you know, no matter where I have several local farms, and the corn is always delicious. You don't even need to cook it. You can just shuck the corn, you know, and then eat it right there. You don't even have to cook it, and it'll taste good. You can't beat natural New Jersey corn. You know, like fresh New Jersey corn. It's really great. Antonello, yes, I do love Halloween. Absolutely, always have, always loved Halloween. Yeah, Gina. It is like I said. It's getting chilly. It really is. I'm feeling it. I got short sleeves and shorts on, and I'm feeling it. Gerard, those ghosts have some problem. You know, like get them in order. You know, like what's going on here? Corn on the fire. Yes, absolutely, Don. You take that. You don't even pull the husk off. You just put the husk, put it on the fire with the husk. It's great. Or boiled is fine too. You know, you boil them. That's perfectly fine too. Absolutely. Whenever it will come on like regular TV, I'm always watching them. To think that how early they were made is crazy. Like 1931, it's crazy. And the production value of those movies have lasted through the years. You know, it's just good stuff. Can't beat it. You just can't. You can't beat it. All the AI, you know, and all the CGI, I should say, of today's modern movies, it doesn't do it for me. I really don't. It's like watching a video game. I don't get it. There's a story called Indian Summer. Gerard, I haven't. No, I haven't. I'll have to look it up. Absolutely, Antonio. I agree. I love my fireplace. when it gets cool. I'll have a nice glass of brandy, start the fire, sit there, relax near the fire with a nice or cognac brandy. Perfect. That's the stuff that's important to me. A lot of people like to go on the beach and be in tropics. That's, to me, that's more my style. That's what I like to do. It is, Maureen. Absolutely. Definitely is. Yep, Antonella, exactly. And it's funny as you get older. I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't say as I get older because that's always been something for me. But I notice a lot of people, simpler things like that are more important as you get older. To me, that's always been most important to me. Like, I love doing that stuff. Even from being a kid up through being a teenager to being a young adult, I always loved that stuff. Just sitting by a fire, relaxing, and it's just, to me, it's the best. Well, yeah, I don't know, Anton. I don't know where you live, but I didn't grow up with a fireplace, but when I got married and we bought our house, that was one of the things I made sure that I had. I wanted a house with a fireplace in it. Um, I went, and this is our second house we're in now. And again, and it's more common where I live in Long Valley. It's more common. Everybody, just about every house has a fireplace. It's kind of standard here. But I remember in Essex County, some houses had them. A lot of houses didn't. I did not have one when I was growing up. Yeah, a lot of people don't, and I recognize a lot of people are not into that. A lot of people want the action. They're not into that stuff. It's really the someone that likes to relax and not do a lot of things. Just kind of spend a lot of quiet time. And a lot of people are not into that, and I get it. But it's always been me. Gerard, is that a link to it? I'll have to check it out. Every fall it appears in the Chicago Tribune. Okay. All right. I'll definitely check it out. Thank you. I will definitely check it out, Gerard. Ah, boy. So, wow, 74 minutes of nothingness. 74 minutes of babbling about nothing. So, yeah, so everybody, if you can, tune in tomorrow, 2 p.m. It'll be fun. We'll be talking Godfather. And we're going to continue to do this as long as we have scenes to talk about. So, and that's the good news, right? There's plenty of scenes in that movie and in The Godfather 2. Once we're done with Godfather, we'll go into Godfather 2. We have plenty of material to talk about with those movies. And then when we're done with those movies, we'll look for another movie. Who knows? We'll look for another movie to do the same thing with. Most families had a framed copy for. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. I know Ralph has an electronic fireplace, and he likes it. So that's cool. I remember, when I was growing up, we had an electronic fireplace in the basement. We did have one of those. But yeah, no, if that's cool too. Something to sit by and watch and relax. So anyway, well, listen, guys, I'm gonna end this, and I want to thank each and every one of you for spending some time with me. We were just really just bullshitting. Nothing really important here. We're just spending some time together, sharing some thoughts. But it was great to see everybody. Thank you so much for dropping in, saying hi, leaving comments, and hope everyone has a wonderful night. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow afternoon for a little Godfather talk. All right. So thank you so much, guys. God bless and have a great night.